Katie here, and I'm from the YouTube channel The Scrappy Sisters, and I'm here today to give you a quick introduction about myself because I am lucky enough to be part of the Kidaholic Kids design team. So as I said, my name's Katie, I am 33 and I live in Melbourne in Australia, and I have been scrapbooking now for not very long at all. I'm still relatively new to all of this. I have been scrapping seriously probably for 18 months to 2 years. I started in Project Life and I found that really quick, really simple, allowed me to put a lot of my photos into an album without taking up too much space. And then probably maybe 8 months ago I decided to give traditional 12x12 scrapbooking a go, and I just loved it. So traditional 12x12 scrapbooking is my fave, but I just find it takes way too much space because I want to scrap all the photos. So I tend to do Project Life for the majority of my photos and just 12x12s for those ones that are really special to me. So I live in Melbourne, in the outer suburbs with my partner, my 2 dogs and my cat. And if you watch my channel, you'll know that all of those animals feature quite a lot in my albums. Steph, who is the founder of Kidaholic Kits, has sent us a few questions. So I'm just going to look at my laptop, which is over here, just so I can get the questions for you guys, so I make sure I answer everything that she would like us to answer. And sorry that I'm swinging a bit. I'm very nervous doing a face-to-face. I'm fine doing voiceovers where you can't see me, but when you can see me, it's quite nerve-wracking. So let me check these questions. Right, I've told you a little bit about myself, I've told you what kind of scrapper I am, I've told you how long I've been doing it for. I got into it just because I saw someone on YouTube who's not a scrappy YouTuber, actually into books of all things, who did a bit of a Project Life album share, and I was like, what is this thing, Project Life? And so I started to do a bit more research, looked into it and thought, wow, I really like the look of that. So trundled on down to Spotlight, which is our major craft store, and grabbed a few little bits and pieces, and yeah, then I was totally hooked. I have far too many Project Life cards, don't we all? More than I will ever need, but still I buy more. But as I said, I've gotten a lot more into the 12x12 scrapbooking of late, so tending to accumulate a lot more supplies in that area now. My favourite items to work with. Whew, that's a tough one. Just have a drink while I'm thinking. Maybe wood veneer, little wood veneer. I really like enamel dots. I also really love thickers, which I know is weird, but I really like those. Other than that, they're probably my main things that I love working with. What is one item that scares me and I can't bring myself to use? Probably should have thought about these questions before I turned the camera on. What scares me? It's not that I'm scared to use this because I have used it in a number of layouts, but mixed media definitely scares me. So paint in particular, I don't mind texture paste and stencils, but paint and anything like that does freak me out a bit, and you won't see me use that often on my layouts. I don't mind, as I said, using a bit of texture paste and some ink splotches and stuff, but yeah, paint in particular doesn't, it really freaks me out. I have done it a couple of times, but yeah, I don't feel confident in the mixed media space. So you don't see too much of that on my layouts. Am I a messy scrapper? Ooh, if you could see the room behind the camera, you would say yes. And most of the time I probably am a messy scrapper. As soon as I start scrapping, I spread stuff everywhere. But before I start scrapping, I do like to clean my workspace, so I've got a nice clean workspace to work in. I don't have a very big room. I have a little bit more space over here, and I have only a very small amount of space over here, and then not far behind us. So yeah, it doesn't give me too much room to work with, and it gets messy really easily because the space is so small. So I do like to clean it first before I start scrapping. I do try to tidy at the end of each scrappy session, but that does not always happen. When do I scrap? What time of the day? Well, I work full time, so most of the time I'm either scrapping, that's a word. I'm either scrapping in the evenings after I get home from work, or definitely on the weekends. So I like to scrap on the weekends because I can film and use natural light, but I also have a life, I do other things, so that's not always possible to scrap on the weekends. But evenings I often, you know, will sit down and do a layout, or it's kind of my relaxing time, my switch off time, and it can help me, you know, sleep well and calm down after a busy day at work. So evenings probably more than weekends, but definitely the weekends as well. What is my drink and snack of choice when I get creative? Well, my drink, as you can see here, is tea. I do love tea, and for those that watch my videos, you probably already know that. I do love tea, so I'll always have a cup of tea with me when I'm scrapping. Otherwise, I don't snack a lot when I'm in the craft room. If I do, it's chocolate, but the problem is if I get chocolate and I get messy fingers, then it gets on my work. So I try not to eat too much in my craft room, but if I am, there's usually some chocolate or something off to the side, but otherwise it's just tea that keeps me going. I think that's everything. Steph did add a bonus question, which is why she's so awesome. And then she was like, I'm just joking, you don't have to answer that. But I do think that Steph is great. She's really, really supportive, and I'm just awed by the kind of kits that she can throw together. Her creative brain is just amazing. I've been on the design team now for 4 months. I am filming this in early September, so I know it won't go up on the channel quite that quickly, but from the time of filming, I think I've had 4 kits, and they've just gotten better and better with each kit. And just the things that she puts together, I sort of look at them and I go, how is that going to work? And then all of a sudden they go on the page and I think, wow, that's amazing. I never would have thought of that. So I just am in absolute awe of her creativity and her ability to be able to put these great kits together. And I just love getting kits. It's just so much easier. Everything is all there. I don't have to worry, and I just love that hassle-free, you know, the hassle-free scrapping that I can do with a kit. So that's pretty much it for me. I hope my first face-to-face video was okay. It is weird talking to a camera. So kudos to all those people who do that. I watch a lot of YouTubers who do face-to-face videos, and now I know how strange it is to be sitting here having a conversation with no one. I'm sure though, now that I've done one, that I'll probably do more. So feel free to go and check out my channel, which is the Scrappy Sisters. I do share that with my sister, as the name suggests, Jess. And her and I try to post videos at least once a week, and you'll see lots of cute videos of my nephew. He features prominently in many of both my sister and my videos. So please go and check us out. We'd love to have you along for the journey, and I do hope you stick around with Kidaholic Kits and enjoy the kits as much as I have. Alright everyone, have a great day. Bye. I think that's... This is weird. This is weird. Whew, this is also hot.